Well, because at that point, I'm 0-2. My top 8 dreams are dead.
Your dream.
My aspirations of success for the
He's off the pro tour.
they're dead. I'm done.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Common Ground Podcast, your favorite podcast. We talk about your favorite format, Pauper. This is episode 71. I am your co-host, Cameron Schindler, joined as always by Thomas Gunn. No middle nickname, just Thomas Gunn today.
Just vibing.
Just vibes, pure vibes. How you doing, buddy?
I'm all right. Been cleaning the house all afternoon. I had a random Tuesday off. Slow week at work. Mm-hmm. So I just spent the afternoon cleaning, and it feels really good.
Nice. Deal accomplished. Also joined by our co-host, James Hippo Hieronymus, fresh out of top
the
8
rat
at
race.
Denver.
Oh, yeah, no. There was someone from Tennessee that top 8 at Denver, and it was not me.
Was it where from Tennessee, you know?
Clarksville.
Oh, okay, cool. So you're back from Denver and all that. I'm sure we'll get into that. So today
he's in Vegas now, but...
Oh, well, he's from
Clarksville. Okay, cool. Thomas and I have our locals to recap, which is pretty fun. And then I'm sure we'll get into it from Denver. So wherever we want to start, Denver. Hippo, I genuinely haven't talked to you about Denver yet too. So
same.
All right.
Yeah, because you just got back.
I did get back yesterday, actually about not even 24 hours ago.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I went to Denver, the Spotlight Series this past weekend for the Limited or Dragon Storm Limited event. I had never been to Denver before. Denver, great city. I would absolutely go back. Could not have said the same about Chicago. But I will say this. I will say that about Denver. I would absolutely go back to Denver in a heartbeat. Really cool city for multiple reasons. Got in on Thursday. Had a day to just kind of chill around and not really do anything. Waited till super late till Mr. Matthew Silly Santilli to get in, along with our buddy Everett. And then Friday, we went to the venue. We kind of just milled around a little bit. Santillis got some cool signatures from Dan Frazier and Dan Scott, who did Cogwork Librarian.
Oh,
it is I am not joking.
The shadow.
That is the
really
coolest
cool
signature I have ever seen.
That's cool.
Specifically, maybe because it's on a Cogwork Librarian.
The shadow signatures,
but the shiny shadow signature looks just so good. And then we all three decided to fire in a draft where I had to play Santillis round 1. I kind of bodied him. I felt bad. My deck was very good. I had Everett passing to me in the draft, so we can blame him. Then I played another person who was playing a Mardu aggro. My deck was Jeskai mid-range cards. Cool. I picked one a Shirko, the 5-mana Shiko, whatever, the 5-mana Jeskai Dragon.
Yep.
Then got past the uncommon Jeskai Dragon. I'm like, I guess this is what we're doing. And then pack 2, pack 2, I got pack 1 pick 1 or pack 2 pick 1 Sage of the Skies. I was like, all right, cool. We're already playing white. This card's busted. We'll keep going.
That's a 3-mana 2/3 flying lifelink. If it's your second spell, you make 2 of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's very disgusting.
The wingmate rock of
so
the new generation.
So yeah, so I was in the middle of my second match, and I look over at Everett and Matt, or because Everett's still in the middle of the match, and then Matt's just kind of chilling watching him. I was like, watch this. And so I've played a Sage of the Skies that is triggered. I let it go through go through a series of combat, and then it dies, which was great. I was like, cool. I was like, watch this, guys. I cast Shiko. I was like, I'd like to cast this thing out of my yard.
Oh, that is pretty sick.
It's pretty disgusting.
So you're just gonna
my opponent just was sunk in their chair, and I'm like, yeah, it's pretty bad. I was like, I just put sick. 8 power of flying in play in 4 of its life.
So how'd the main event go?
Well, let me finish my draft story.
Oh, okay, my bad.
And then I sat there, I'm not joking, for 90 minutes waiting for Everett's match to finish. Because he was waiting an additional 40 minutes after his match was done for his second match to start, because his opponent was slower than just anything I'd ever seen. And then there was a wild judge call that went on in the middle of this of Everett's match.
For slow play?
No. It was not for slow play.
Maybe it should have been.
It was from his opponent. So Everett cast this spell that doubles a puts a counter on something and then like doubles the counters or something like that.
Was it the renew?
It's something. No, it's like it is a spell, but I think it's got renew on it. I can't remember exactly what the spell or the text on it is. But anyways, he's like going to combat with like a couple guys. He attacks in. The guy makes blocks. And he's like, okay, and then like he is assigning damage because he's got like a death toucher with trample and lifelink now, and he's assigning it. His opponent like lost his mind in the middle of it. He's like, well, you didn't tell me it had trample and da 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 da. It's like, well, I resolved the spell not once but twice now because I renewed it. Right. It's like you should know what the spell does, and he like tries to like he literally tries to just like extinguish combat existing that turn, and he's like called a judge, and we're just like the judge is like. I walked away from it, and they're like, yeah, combat, like, this all happened. Like, you can't just go back on all that. It's like, you clearly understood what your opponent was doing by casting a spell. Like, they didn't only cast it once, but they cast it twice.
You just forgot.
It's like, yeah, they...
And, like, it's a side draft at, like, a GP level event. Like, it's a side event draft. Chill. Yeah. Like, chill out. You're going to get, like, what? Maybe $20 to $40 worth of, like, credit. Not even if you win and then split. Like, what do you
so, people Everett ended up winning, and then...
more on this later.
Yeah, Everett ended up winning, and then we looked at each other like, do you just want to split this? And he's like, yeah, please. Yeah. So we can go get food. We got food. It's great. Also, each night that we were there, I provided what is locally known as hippotainment. Hippotainment.
What's hippotainment for the crowd?
For those who do not know, in our local Discord, I just like fire up usually vintage cube drafts in my free time, and then one night I think I didn't have I like bombed out of one real quickly and then like fired up a Dragonstorm draft or whatever. But they got to experience it. They got to heckle me a little bit for picks. It was great. Nice. As one does in hippotainment.
We'll have to move some of that to the Common Ground Discord and do a little hippo.
Yeah, I can do that sometime.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
No, 2 at the same time.
Yeah.
Double
Oh,
3 ums.
Oh. Whoops.
It's so hard to cut the ums.
But Saturday, it was time to sit down and register some sealed pool. This is what,
like 1,200 people or
There's 1,200 people. Yeah. I actually sat next to Sam Black for my sealed pool.
Nice.
Yes, he was done very quickly. Shocking. He had a very good Mardu aggressive deck. My deck, it was pretty obvious like what I was supposed to be doing. Like, I had some Abzan rares. I should probably be playing Abzan cards. Wasn't a whole lot to think about there. However, there was one card that gave me a ton of pause while building my deck that made me think really hard about, like, am I supposed to be Abzan? Like, is this what I'm supposed to be doing? As I opened one of the, like, extra
special guest
cards, I opened a Ruinous Ultimatum.
And that's the Mardu Ultimatum that wipes all of your opponent's non-land permanents, right?
Yeah. Just Plague Wind everything.
Yeah, it's just Plague Wind. It's one-sided Plague Wind.
And, like, insane. Enchantments, artifacts.
Yep.
So
all your non-land permanents are gone.
I still played Abzan, and then I splashed this one card. That is it.
Yeah.
It's the only red card I splashed. In fact, it was so good, my opponent, round 1, we were at like a really nice board stall, and then I like have the perfect mana to cast this thing, because I'll admit now that spell probably shouldn't have been in my deck, but it's like it's a soupy enough format that I might get time for it.
Yeah. It's so good.
It's so good if it resolves. It just ends the game immediately.
Yeah.
Like the game is over. My round 1 opponent, I did cast it. He's like, what the donkey is that? I'm like, I'm sorry. He goes, I've opened every other one of those. I've not opened that one. Right? No, it's not stamped.
Oh, they're not
changed.
Stamped?
The drafts are stamped.
They've changed the way they do these. They're not stamped anymore.
Unfortunately, I don't ever remember the sealed portion being stamped.
They were. I'm telling you.
Not when I played.
I'm telling you, when I played, they did.
Back in my day,
the drafts were stamped.
I'm telling you that the limited or the sealed portion was also stamped. I'm telling you. I know for a fact. 2016.
I played in a limited GP in 2016.
That's great. They may not have done it for you. They did it for me.
Weird.
Okay, I'm just letting you know, because how half of my like cards that I use from like my fast lands, that's how some of them I got them.
Okay.
So they did do them. Anyways.
Maybe not all of them, I guess.
Huh?
Maybe not all of them.
Yeah, not all, but they definitely did it for the couple that I did.
You're telling me Wizards of the Coast would be inconsistent on how they run a tournament? I don't believe that.
Crazy. So I beat my opponent round 1. It was kind of a slog. Like we both had like very grindy, like blue black decks, or sorry, black green decks. Round 2, my opponent. Oh, sorry, I beat them. Round 2, my opponent was playing like 4 color plus Jeskai cards. I don't know. They had double Narset in their pool, which was really good. They also have like the 3 mana green creature that puts a counter on itself at the end step, and then endures X, where X is its power or whatever when another creature enters, another non-token creature enters. That card beat me. I also don't miss your Serac triggers, everyone. It might draw your Ruinous Ultimatum that you would have used to win the game, and you didn't because it was the next card on top of your library.
Don't miss your triggers, man.
Don't miss your triggers. Yeah. Don't miss your triggers.
That's me on Saturday.
And then I played against my next round opponent. They were just playing teamer medium cards. I again just was like 1 turn away from casting Ruinous Ultimatum. This is this recurring story throughout the day, as I was 1 mana short of casting my Ruinous Ultimatum. Then I played against, it was a local, and she was very nice. We had like a kind of a more casual match. We were both on the brink of extinction anyways, so it's like, yeah, okay, whatever. I got her, and then...
You were both on Ruinous Ultimatum.
She was not playing Ruinous Ultimatum.
Get it? Get it, though?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, okay.
Extinction Event is a different card in that set.
That is true.
And then, so I'm 2-2 going, and then I play against someone. We both just blew each other over in the games that we won like stiff breezes. It was not particularly exciting. Round 6, I played against someone who was just playing like teamer cards. Nothing particularly exciting. Game 1, they like have the bounce spell that has Harmonize on it, and then they didn't flash it back for lethal like 4 or 5 turns in a row. So I was like, I think I'm getting away with something. So I start to like just play the game, and I'm like, okay, I'll just pretend like it's not there. And then like 4 or 5 turns later, it's like, cast this. I'm like, why did you not do that like, I don't know, 6 turns ago, dude? Like, that's just irritating. It's like I was so dead like forever ago.
Did you win that game?
No. No, because that's what killed me. I was like, I'm just going to play the game like this is not here. And then...
Like a pestilence?
Yeah, I'm just going to play this game like this is not a pestilence that could just kill me at any time. And game 2, I didn't put up much of a fight. I drew like so poorly. It just didn't matter. I had some very good rares in my deck. I had like the Bezot or the 5/7 Abzan Dragon. I'd like that. I had like the dragon with the Wrath on the Omen side.
Yep. Yeah.
So there's some like
totally fine cards.
Yeah, there's just like really good cards in my deck. I just drew like really poorly in some games. You know, it happens. We did look at each other's sealed pools after day 1 was over, kind of discuss and, you know, see how we felt.
Debrief.
So yeah, we felt about it. I laid out my pool, and if both Matt and Everett really said that there was, other than Matt or than Everett saying he would not have played the Ruinous Ultimatum, he goes, I wouldn't have changed anything about your sealed pool, which makes me feel good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ellison said he would change 1 card outside of the Ruinous Ultimatum. Everybody was kind of on board with the Ruinous Ultimatum not being there for the most part. I had like 2 actual the tap lands for it, plus a Sagu, Wilding, and Evolving Wilds, and then a Mountain. I was like, this is fine. Like if I draw it and I get to cast it, cool.
It's
Also, in the middle. Okay, so my one of my teamer opponents. This is the one that I get, which is 1 turn away from casting Ruinous Ultimatum. Is there's a dragon in the set that like, ghost quarters someone and then stuns the land that you get.
Yeah.
That card is extremely irritating. Oh my god.
And your splash for red card, yeah.
Yeah, it was really irritating. Yeah, it was probably my most hated card of the set. That card's obnoxious.
It's like so okay in most scenarios.
I know, except when I was trying to do this very specific thing.
Yeah.
I was like, it wasn't even that he hit a red source. It was that he hit a black source. And I was like, the colors that my deck's actually supposed to be, and it actually screws me over. Cool. And then I got to... So that put me at 3-3. The next day I had to get to play a Pauper event.
What'd you play?
I played Blue Terror.
Let's go.
Straight mono blue?
Yep, just straight mono blue.
Cool.
As you should.
It was funny. That would not have agreed round 1.
Any of the any of our crew join you in on that or no?
Nope, just me. Just me on that one. I played Blue-Red Terror round 1. Not good.
Because of the Pyroblasts.
Oh, Pyroblasts and Screds are just very good.
Sure. Late game Screds.
Yeah, late game Screds are good. So I lost that one. Round 2, I played against Rakdos Madness. This was a clinic I put on. I went land cantrip, go, turn 2 double Delver pass, turn 2, they don't flip. I play a third Delver and I'm like, go.
Hold up counterspell or whatever.
Something, I don't remember. And then the next turn they all flip. And I'm like, this is really bad for you. And he's like, pay 3 mana, Fiery Temper one of them. I'm like, oh, I'm so winning this game.
Yeah.
I was like, I let the first one go. I was like, that's fine. And the second one, I was like, this actually changes my clock by a whole turn. I'm going to not do that. I was like, okay, that one. And then game 2, it was a very similar story. I just played Delver and flipped it immediately. The game did not go very well for my opponent. I felt bad. Round 3, I played against Blue-Black Terror. Game 1 was long. My opponent ended up getting game 1. We were in the middle of game 2. The judge for the event and them had to leave for a flight. So I got the win.
Amazing.
Cool. I think I was going to win. I was in the middle of game 2. I was pretty sure I was going to win game 2.
Judge is like, I'm out. Congrats, you won.
Well, only the judge was the person. Yeah. I mean, there were 2 judges for the event. One of the judges was left. So yeah, that was my Magic playing experience.
How many people were in the Sunday Pauper side event?
1T6.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
We gotta maybe we reach out to these SCG con events. See if they can get even just a 1K. I mean, ideally a 2K, a 2K proper
Well, they did
Saturday afternoon or Sunday noonish event would be sick, but
one each day.
Right,
least,
but these are just 3-round side events for tickets. It's nothing.
Yeah, I'm saying and they had more. I think on the previous 2 days.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but we're a 2K or a 1K would be really sick.
Yeah. That might be kind of hard for them, but who knows?
Never know.
But you can come play a 1K at NRG Indy end of June.
That's right.
Shout out to that one. That's on Sunday. Their weekend. They're in I think it's June 29th.
I don't know if he's listening, but I got to meet up with a friend from Nashville here. He moved to Denver sometime last year. I don't remember exactly when. So it was good to see him over the weekend. His name's Doug. He used to be a little grinder in the Nashville area.
Hell yeah.
Cool dude. It's actually the reason that we started going to JVs.
Oh really?
He's like, yeah, he just told us it's
history.
He used to work. Oh, he does kitchen work all the time. And I knew that was where he worked, and he said it was good, so that's why we started going.
Cool.
So thanks Doug.
Nice.
Highlight of the weekend?
Highlight of the weekend. The whole weekend was good. I had a fantastic time.
Just good hangs.
They were just good. Yeah, good hangs, good food. Every meal we ate was great.
Yeah.
I think I picked all of them. So I was on 100% success rate for meals picked over the weekend because it was all good.
Nice.
They would all agree, I think. But yeah, no, nothing specific. Just all fun time over the weekend.
Yeah, good.
Nice.
Good. It's about the gathering.
It is about the gathering.
Shout out to our friend Ellison, who made day 2 of the main event. 6-2 record. His drafts did not go so well for him in day 2, but making because it was only 8 rounds in day 1 instead of 9 because they had the whole opening your sealed pool, registering and building your deck that takes over an hour to do in and of itself. So it's only 8 rounds day 1. So you had to be 6-2 or better, which is a lot more brutal than a 6-3 on a
because then you got room. Because then you got a little room to play with it at an X3 record or an X3 record. This one you do not.
No.
So
0-3 drop like the old days.
Yeah, 0-3 immediately.
Yeah,
when
you had to 7-2 or better to day 2 a GP.
Yeah, yeah,
that was the norm for so long.
Yep. But yeah, good weekend.
Hell
had fun.
Yeah. Nice.
How did Pauper go at our locals?
Pauper was fun. We had a fun time. I guess I'll go first. We'll tease
how
out
the people did you get?
We had 26 players.
Oh, very nice.
We had a very nice showing. I think we should hit up Derek for the actual information.
It's on he posted on Facebook.
I posted on the Facebook page. Okay, cool. We can pull that up in a second here. I played Mono Blue Terror. I was between that and Burn and Red Dredge. But I decided to stick to Terra. I thought it would be well positioned. I wanted to play boomerangs over the Demon Furiers for like islands out of high tide, Tron lands, just the usual tap lands. If Ponza shows up, and our friend Carson played Ponza and did well. He top 8'd. So I was happy with my choice, happy with my deck, kind of a hybrid version of kind of iterating off of TSB Gendrick's second place list from last weekend. I played 3 Cryptic Serpents and 2 Murmuring Mystics in the main, trimmed around a little bit, and I played a couple Gut Shots and Tormod's Crypts in the sideboard. And
I think I also played that list as well.
But like a 2-2.
2/2 Murmuring Mystic
and Serpent. Yeah. I wanted to get the third, stick with the third Serpent, but I liked having the second Murmuring Mystic in the main.
That was the worst card in my deck, Backcountry Mile.
Yeah, the Cryptic Serpent.
God, yeah, it was awful.
It's
so bad.
It's very interesting how that works out sometimes.
That was like the card I was like least. Sometimes. I was like the card I was least interested in drawing. Like
yes,
at any point in the game.
At any point.
Like it's a little necessary evil though.
I get it. I'm just giving you my experience of that was the worst card in my deck.
Somehow, some way. 2 mana, 6/5. It's the worst card in the deck.
Yep.
But no, deck's fun. As listeners will know, longtime listeners will know, I really enjoy the deck. I've played it a bunch. My first couple rounds started off a little rocky. First round, I play against Harrison, who plays at our locals pretty much every month. He's a good player. He's a nice kid. He was on Goblin Combo.
He messaged me that morning.
Nice. And he beats me 2-0. Mostly because I scooped to the infinite mana without seeing a payoff, because I just haven't played a paper event against Goblins combo in a while, and I don't know where my head was at. And I was a little tilted at, like, Harrison like made a point to be like, you probably you're scooping prematurely, which is like, okay, thanks buddy, thanks. But he's trying to make sure that it's a teaching moment too, and I appreciate that. And I just kind of I tilted off to myself for a little bit after that. Nothing against Harrison. I'm sorry if you're listening. I don't know if you're listening, but if I came off as a little salty, it's not on you. That's totally on me. I should
You're a little tilted.
I was a little tilted. I should not be scooping in those spots. that was a huge misstep on my account. Second round though, I am not gonna apologize. My opponent.
I didn't know you had. Yeah, another tilting.
Yes, quite more tilting. Round 2, I lose to Elves. Which notably is a generally poor matchup for Terror, I think, because they can just dump a ton of stuff on the board so quickly. This opponent, he has showed up a few times. He played Familiars to a top 8 recently. He was kind of a dick. I'm just going to be straight up about it. He was kind of a dick. He dumps his hand of Elves in game 1, basically dumps his hand multiple winding ways, just all this stuff, just dumps it into play, and then he's like, you can just scoop it up now if you want, like we could go to game 2 now. And I just kind of like give a little like eyebrow raise, sit back in my chair and a little chuckle, and I'm like, okay. And because all of his stuff, they weren't doing anything. It was just mana elves. It was just
wasn't like the pump.
No, it was like 10 or 12 just like Quarian Rangers, Priest of Titania, Llanowar Elves, Jasper Sentinels, like no Timberwatch, no like Gain Life Elf. Like,
yeah, you should probably just go to game 2.
Yeah, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, what are you talking about? And then thanks to a Murmuring Mystic, I build up a big enough board where I get a bunch of terrors out. I'm attacking through his stuff, and it's not until finally he's able to get the second Nyxborn Hydra through. When he finally gets a Timberwatch Elf in and can untap it a bunch of times with Quarian Ranger, and I have to put everything in front of it to not die, and then I'm just obviously dead the next turn. But like, it was very close. If he hadn't had the second Nyxborn Hydra, then I would have been able to make enough tokens off the Murmuring Mystic to steal game 1. And after I like really started to make a comeback, he shut up real quick. He was like very, very like, oh god, I'm actually gonna lose, and I'm like, yeah, you might. And then
know who his individual
and
is
round
now.
2, his name's
Donkey. They pre-released at Arcane Workshop too, right?
Yeah, he was there.
That's the same person that like kept explaining every single interaction to me.
Yes,
and then
it's that
like
guy.
The Pro Tour. That was the same person for the Pro Tour stamp story.
Yes.
Yeah. That's hilarious.
It's that guy.
Yeah. He I've also not had great experiences.
No. He's the quintessential example. Like I try not to be a dick.
The podcast where we talk about people on our locals.
It's just like, I really try not to be a dick about this, but then you're going to be a dick to me, and I'm like, well, okay, well, the gloves are off. Like, you broke social contract first here, bud. And then, like, in game 2, and it's winding down, I'm very likely to lose. He's got 2 Timberwatch Elves. I can't keep up with it. I my gut shot was good in the early game. I got a good boomerang off. I'm, like, kind of setting up some stuff, but then he eventually just kind of, does the elf thing of dump your hand, and this time it's, the life gain one and a Timberwatch Elf, and it's a much better mixture of elves this time. And then, I make some comment of just like, I kind of wish this was a gut shot, and he's like, oh, well, if it was, you could, like, pointing at his Timberwatch Elf. And I'm or pointing at the well-wisher or whatever, one of the X1s, one of the important X1s, and I like look up at him and I tap his Timberwatch Elf. I'm like, no. And then he says, well, I gotta incentivize you to misplay, right? And then at that point, I just, okay, bud. And I just scoop up my cards and I pack. And he's like, oh, you're allowed to be mad. And I was like, what are you talking about? And he's like, oh, I think you were, and I believe you were slow playing game 1 too. And I'm like, okay, first of all, I ground myself back. I got myself into a potentially winning position in game 1 if it hadn't been for your second Nyxborn Hydra. Second of all, I'm not upset about the game at all. I lost. Big deal. I'm upset about the words you have chosen to use in our social interaction. I am upset about our social interaction, and I'm pretty disappointed. And I just, like, scooped up my cards, no handshake, nothing, and I just walked away. I'm just like, no. Like, you can't. I'm sick and tired of people. I'm going to put the dice on the table. I'm sick and tired of people taking this game too goddamn seriously. Like, it's Pauper monthlies with packs on the line.
You tried to no-serve me on a Chrysalis trigger before.
And I've gotten over myself. And I wouldn't do that with random person I barely know. Yeah, I'll do that with you because like I can maybe try and get a little edge out of you. Yeah. Because you and I when any of the three of us play each other, we're like, we all have an expectation of each other where we know how to play the game, we know the rules, we know all these little niche interactions, and like most of the time if like we got to give each other a little slack, like okay, it's fine. Yeah. Unless we're in like the semifinals of an RCQ or some weird like that, right?
So there was one interaction that did occur with me over the weekend, and I know I'm certain that the person did not mean anything by this. This is the middle of the main event, and
get new socks. Oh my God!
Christ. Do I need to get you new socks? Like,
look, it's a face.
No, it's a sock that needs to live in the trash.
No, it's a face.
Anyways,
I like it.
I had an opponent. They're like, well, you would need to block. They're like, well, you would need to block like out loud. They're like telling me like you would need to block like this to live. I'm like, please let me figure this out.
Oh, that's awesome.
I think that really irritates me when you're like, when your opponent tells you how you need to do something to live. It's like, let me figure this out. Right. I'll be fine. And yes, it's like they're correct.
Sure.
But still,
with the information they have.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, cool.
Exactly. They don't know. That's one thing that always bugs me. I
was probably tapped out. But no cards in hand.
That's one thing that always bugs me about the scenarios and stuff, because it's like you don't have perfect information and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So
again, I don't remember exactly what the contents of like my hand or their hand or whatever. But that was like that is one thing. It's like when somebody tells you how you need to do something, like on the other side of the table, it's like no.
Yeah,
I don't think so. Again, I know they didn't mean anything by it. They're just trying to win the game.
Yeah.
They were like, they could feel it. They were like, I'm going to win the game.
Yeah, that's a little different context, and it is still like annoying. It's just like, don't say things like that. Like it's these people who I think, and these opinions are my own. I have crossed this line at times in the past, and also have worked very hard to not cross this line most of the time. Certainly a lot better about it over the last couple years. Of just like, at the end of the day, it's a game, and like if there are, I think, too many people who get too wrapped up in their skill level at this game being any sort of qualifier for social status. And they use
Fortunately, it is baked into the community.
It is, unfortunately, at a certain level. And I am really sick and tired of that. And I'm making a point to call out behavior like that, because it's not cool. Like, I have been close to that or flickers of that in the past, and I don't like the person that I was, and I was like that. Yeah. Like, nobody wants to hang out with that person. Like, that person is not
fun to play against.
Not fun to play against. Not being respectful of your opponent's time. Like, it's a social game. It's a social interaction. Like, again, I want to, like, we've shot them out before, but Jerry Thompson and Nile Joan Rivers, they have a sick podcast on YouTube that they've just started over the last few weeks, and they have an episode on etiquette and like talking about like social interactions and making sure that like you're remembering that your opponent is a human being with thoughts and feelings.
That's like a good point. Like, the person sitting across from you is a human being with thoughts, emotions, that's also trying to win the said tournament. Yeah. They are not an obstacle in the way of your success story. Like, the world doesn't revolve around you. Right. You're not the chosen winner. Right. Like, they're not a obstacle set in your way to your path of victory. They are a person trying to win the tournament too.
Yes.
So admittedly, I have not listened to the show yet, but I've obviously consumed content from both of these people. Mm-hmm. Niall's content is a lot of new player focus, which is great. Yeah. And I think, and obviously there's Jerry's side, which is a lot more competitive side. Mm-hmm. Just kind of the spike,
like the old school
spike brain.
Yeah, Niall's very competitive.
Well. Yes, but I'd say
you're right. She's geared towards newer players.
Her content geared toward newer player experiences and stuff like that. Yeah. So having the mashup of that, like, obviously means that it is a huge part of the game that should occur. It's like new players should be understand the social interactions that occur. Old players should understand the social interactions that should occur too. It's not a mutually exclusive.
Yeah.
It's just, I told this story in the pod already before, but Thomas, that individual that you had a bad interaction with at our locals, that was the same person who was kind of just like, I got the impression they were talking down to me a little bit when we were playing our game.
Yep.
And like, in my head, I thought like, man, am I overreading this? I feel like they're kind of talking down to me a little bit. And like, it all changed when Hippo leans over and he's like, is that a Pro Tour stamped Lorien revealed? And I'm like, it is. And these are Thomas's cards I'm playing with, of course. And he looks at me and he's like, did you play the Pro Tour? And I'm like, yep, Pro Tour Barcelona. And he's like, how'd you do? And I'm like, pretty fucking good. Queued for the next one, I guess. And then the tone completely changed. He put some respect on it.
And that's sad that it took that. Like, it's so funny.
And it's hilarious because it was you. It was you.
I know.
It was you.
The irony.
But then he was disrespectful to you, and it was you with the Pro Tour result.
I had my Gandalf Pro. I was playing on my Pro Tour map. Like, Jesus.
You can just buy those.
I mean, sure. That's fair.
It's easier to buy those than it is PT stamp cards.
Yeah.
I'm not wrong.
Hippo, you just had to walk by and be like, is that a PT man? Did you go to the Pro Tour?
Sorry,
we needed you there.
Sorry, I wasn't there.
Sorry. Anyway, that sucks.
Anyway, if you're listening out there, be better, please.
The Common Ground podcast.
I don't want to exclude people from the community just on a like regular basis, because Pauper it's a community format. It's a community-driven format, and like, we're playing because we want to have fun. We're playing because we want to learn. We're playing because we want to play all these cool decks against each other.
Yeah, it's a community-driven format that we're trying to grow. And if your opponent is like, you should just concede now, and then you come back to almost win the game, and they're like, I think you were slow praying. You mad, bro? LOL. If they're just acting like an internet troll from 2012.
Yeah.
That's awful. That's really annoying.
It really sucked. So that kind of like starting off like that, like, because
I did see you after that, and I saw the vibes were pretty low. Honestly, not like, now I didn't know the story at the time.
Yeah.
Now knowing the story, but like, you were still in a very good mood afterwards.
Well, because at that point, I'm 0-2. My top 8 dreams are dead.
Your dream.
my aspirations of success for the
He's off the Pro Tour.
they're dead. I'm done. So like, what else can I do but just like try to laugh it off and just hang with the homies, and that's what it's all about. That's what the monthly's all about.
Yeah.
I proceed to get 2 swift team kills that in games matches that basically don't matter. Again, but still very fun matches against Joseph playing Dredge and against Scott playing Tron. I just 2-0 both of them very quickly. But we had fun. They're good people. They're good friends.
Joseph said probably the funniest thing I've ever heard this weekend.
Oh yeah,
we were cubing, and finally a mono red deck in my peasant cube 3-0s.
Yes,
in the hands of bitter too. So awesome. Geez, not awful. Awesome. And meant to be, and that's something I've been trying to push in my cube is the red deck to be good. Bitter finally 3-0s with it. Beautiful deck.
It was beautiful.
And it was like, oh, are you finally going to put more life gain in here? And I'm like, I mean, there's like Seeker the way, Locked on Warhammer. I'm like, that's a goal of my cube. Like, I want the red deck to be good. Like, I don't want people to be doing too much, I don't want to say diddly.
You don't want to put them on rails?
No, not
what
rails.
Do you mean?
Too many
incidental life
spinning
gain?
your wheels. I don't want people to be spinning your wheels too much. You should get punished by the red deck for that. That's the word I was looking for.
Mm-hmm. Don't worry, I did. My deck was
your deck
literally
was cool,
just
though.
spinning wheels.
But Joseph's like,
I got the natural 03.
But when Anna's like, are you going to put more life gain in the cube? Joseph's like, what do you mean? I ended the game at 54 life last game. Me and Anna both turn our heads. How? Well, Thomas kept swords looping all my creatures. Yeah. I started cracking up laughing.
Essence Relic. Play Archaeomancer, pick up Swords to Plowshares, tap Essence Reliquary, pick up my Archaeomancer, go. Swords, whatever you play, untap. Just like slow. That's just all I did for like 4 turns, and then he just scooped. It was just like, I can't win this game. And then I lost the other 2 games. But that was cool.
That's pretty funny. That's funny. That's so funny.
Yeah. Actually, I have a your peasant cube question that we can save till after we talk about Pauper.
Okay, cool. Sorry, I just had to get that out there because you said
absolutely.
Joseph's name, and it was
very
like
funny.
I was cackling. Like I had to like hold on to something not to fall over laughing. The way he delivered it too was just it was so good. So that was 4 rounds.
That was 4 rounds. 5th round, I play against Dustin. Dustin is a Grixis Affinity aficionado, and also has been traveling around to a bunch of cube events.
Yeah.
And
he's good people.
Yeah, he's good people.
Yeah, he's always been good people.
We had a very sick match. As much as we both knew, like we were down at table 7, like at 2-2. Like
but he was on Grixis Affinity.
He was on Grixis Affinity. Yeah. If one of us 3-2s, it's very unlikely to be either of us that sneaks in, but like, we're still gonna play a good match, and we played a really sick match. It was really back and forth. All 3 games were really close. It literally came down to him like needing to top deck a Galv Blast on the final turn, where I like had to leave the shields down to present enough of a clock over 2 turns and also block his clock. But if he flips Galvanic Blast right there, he wins. And he like looked at it and he was like, oh, and he put it on the table. It was Gal Blast, and it was like, but like at that point, there's like a little crowd watching because we're one of the last matches playing, and like it was really sick. It was really sick Magic. Dustin knows what he's doing, and he's another like old school Magic head, and he's got just a very very good pace of play that matches up with mine really nicely. Like we know everything that's going on. We're making sure.
Oh, you slow players.
Yeah, clearly slow playing the crap out of my opponents. But no, Dustin got it, and so I finished 2 and 3.
A complaint I've never heard about you.
What, a slow play?
Yeah.
Unless it's cube, because I'm often inebriated when we cube.
Yeah, that's fair. Whatever.
I think I've said something about it before.
Yes.
Cube,
but no, in
whatever.
constructed, no. I played pretty reasonably. Yeah. I played quite. Honestly, I've watched myself back on a handful of coverage, and I actually play a lot faster than I think I do.
Yeah.
All right, Cameron. This is what everyone's been waiting for.
What?
How'd your time with Tron go, friend?
How did your popping your Tron cherry go?
So I gotta play Tron.
Shout out to Will.
Will in our Discord. He's part of the Bama crew, as we call them, like this group from Alabama, one from St. Louis too, that like meets up. And
Adrian.
They'll like grab an Airbnb for the weekend and stuff, hang out, and no Airbnb for the weekend. It was just Will this time. I think Jonathan was at work. A guy from St. Louis couldn't make it. So only Will could make it to the local for our locals, but still like an hour and a half drive him just to make it to our locals is pretty sick.
And he hung out and cubed with us after,
and he
too.
cubed with us.
I'm so jealous.
And that was like, that was fun because that was like probably like our first like social interaction with Will.
Yeah.
And Will's just fantastic people.
Very good vibes.
That tracks.
Oh, they're great. Like very, very fun. Like I forgot my basics and Will drove me back to my place.
Oh, nice.
And like we grabbed him and stuff, so we had like a good like conversation and stuff. He let me trauma dump to him, which was really funny. Like just fantastic people.
Hell yeah. So it's Flicker Tron.
I'm playing Flicker Tron. I just want to put out there, this is probably the worst constructed deck I've ever played in my life. None of the cards are castable. You don't commit to the board. You don't play to the board. You don't interact with the board. You don't. I said it to Will, and Will's like, "What do you mean? You play Prophetic Prism?" I'm like, that doesn't count.
Cameron, that deck only wants to interact with your opponent.
That deck with what?
Half the spells in the deck interact.
One spell interacts with the opponent.
What spell is that?
Oh, there's Lightning Bolt, Unwind, and Lose Focus. What other spell in that deck interacts with your opponent?
Dinrova Horror?
In the sideboard.
It's in the deck, right?
Okay. One more.
Well, okay, so I'm sorry, the lists are a little bit different. Depends on what list you're playing. You also play all the fogs technically interact with your opponent.
Technically.
I would argue they don't interact with your opponent, and I think people would agree with that. It's like the opposite of interacting with your opponent. That's like That's like, I'm going to interact with my opponent. I'm not going to interact with my opponent so much.
I'm not going to interact with my opponent's combat stuff.
Yeah, I'm going to
Moment's Peace.
Go do something
Stonehorn Dignitary.
Well, that too. You can do it in multiple ways.
The deck just you play Mnemonic Wall's not interacting. Mold Drifters, Maps, Prisms, Refractors.
Oh no.
There's one Breath Weapon. There is one Breath
Weapon.
Okay, there is one.
There you go.
There's 4 cards that interact with your opponent in this deck.
No.
Great.
Well, I guess that's all you need.
It kind sometimes.
Cool.
But I don't think the deck can beat a 2-mana 2/2.
It certainly can.
I don't know.
Cameron. I've played the deck too. It certainly can. I had a positive record with the deck the last time I played it, at least.
Man, you're just on something different. It's probably just a skill diff. So I play against Ryan round 1 for the pod. He's playing Mono Blue Terror. Game 1, I have 3 towers, and I'm like, I have assembled Tron. Those are my Tron lands I drew. I think I cracked an Expedition map for Bazooka Bog to slow him down at some point. He eventually just overwhelms me with some Delvers and Terrors, because again, the deck just has a really hard time beating a fast start from any kind of deck. Agree on that?
Oh, I can agree.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah. Game 2, I kind of was just able to control to the board, get an engine of Ghostly Flickers, Mnemonic Wall going, and Ryan scoops up pretty early. Thomas, you're watching that one, I think. I don't have much recollection of that game. Game 3, I was stuck on, I kept the 2-lander. I think it was on a mold of 6 already. I know, I basically at this point, I'm playing to draw because there's 4 minutes, 11 minutes when we start the game, and so I'm playing the draw. And not slow playing, I'm playing the draw. There's a difference. It gets to a point in the game where I have 5 some combination of lands. I think Tron. This is the only game against Ryan. I think I assembled Tron. That's not true. Game 2 I did. But
it's then how did you win?
Yeah. Exactly. I have 7 mana, and I needed the 5th land or 6th land or whatever for 4 straight turns in a row, so I can play Mnemonic Wall and just pick up Pyroblast and Pyroblast a Terror. Or not even, I needed my 6th land. I didn't have Tron. I needed my 6th land drop. Excuse me, I remember now.
Okay.
I needed my 6th land drop so I could play Mnemonic Wall, Pyroblast a Delver, and Chump Block a Terror on Ryan's 5th turn and turns.
Sure.
Essentially. So I just could not find that 6 land drop for the 4 turns in a row, and I'm just this deck is terrible. And Will's like, dude, you had some pretty bad draws that game. And I look, I'm like, the deck doesn't have any good cards. They're all bad draws. That's the neat thing.
Lies.
No, this deck plays 0 cards.
So admittedly, every single round of my Pauper side event, you'll never guess what it was being held up by.
Is it
Tron
Flicker
player?
Tron? Yeah, I felt bad. That was
not one.
Term.
Two Tron players.
It was so funny. I mull in one of my games, and I just proclaim for the whole game store to hear me. I'm just this deck can't cast its spells. I can't cast any spells in this deck. It's impossible.
Get good.
That's the biggest challenge of this deck is casting your
Drawing
spells.
Prophetic Prism.
I guess.
Yeah.
God. I mean, you're a 5-color colorless deck. So round one.
The deck is sweet. I don't know what you're talking about. The deck's great.
I mean, it is sweet. Doesn't necessarily mean it's like good all the time.
No, I think
I'm not saying it is.
Deck's awful.
Round 2.
So I lost to Ryan 1-2. Round 2, I am playing against Paul, friend of the pod. They're always at our locals and stuff. They're good people. They were playing BlueSky Wildfires.
Interesting.
I got there in 1. So we
played. You did?
Oh, God.
We played 1 game of Magic, and something I was talking to with Will about, like, if you have the win in hand, and it kind of like fog, like I was talking about black-green fog, if you have the win in hand and they're not scooping, just keep playing. You know? So I got to do that. But I thought I had a idea of how this matchup would play out. I'm like, I cannot let them Archaeomancer Ephemerate loop me.
Nope, like, you'll lose on the spot.
I don't even care. I will let them resolve the Archaeomancer.
Yeah.
I just, like, once that Archaeomancer is resolved, like, I have, like, breath weapons to stop the flicker. I have lose focus, unwind.
You have
and
crop rot for bog.
Well, bog was already in play, but I had ghostly flicker.
Sure, for the bog.
So, yeah, ghostly flicker. I got to do the ghostly flicker, my bog, and my mnemonic wall to stop the graveyard there.
Sick.
All that fun stuff. So, kind of, like, saved up all my interaction.
All 4 of them.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, you only play 2 counter spells. That's the thing. Like, it's scary because you only play 2 mnemonic walls, which are the most important cards in the deck. But, like, you play your pulse, which is like a 3rd copy of mnemonic wall if it gets to the graveyard. But, like, if you lose both your walls and your pulse, like, you're kind of done playing the game. Like, you're out.
The game gets very much more difficult.
Very. Like, it's not unwinnable.
Were you playing like a Rolling Thunder type card?
I was playing a Lightning Bolt.
Okay.
So once you have 2 mnemonic walls, you can 5 mana bolt your opponent every time with Tron lands through a Refractor and Ghostly Prison.
Yeah, okay.
Fun.
I was just asking if you had to dome them for 1 million.
Nope, but
okay.
It got to a point where I had like 5 cards left in my library, and I kind of like something like a ghostly, something cheeky kind of resolved. So I'm like, okay, I think I ran Paul out of counter magic. I'm just going to go for it this turn when there's 6 minutes left on the clock or whatever. I was talking to Will before this. He said he's only done the infinite combo once in a pickup game. So never.
God. Oh, you did not get to do this.
Oh, I got to do it.
Let's go.
Yeah.
So I got to perform the infinite combo in Tron. For y'all listening, I'm a Tron master now, so I'll explain how it works for you. You have to have 2 mnemonic walls in play. 2, not 1, 2. So it's 2 cards. A ghostly flicker. A energy refractor.
That's 4 cards for everyone counting at home.
Not 1, not 2, but 3 Urza's Towers in play.
That's 7 cards.
A Weather of a Storm.
8.
A
Unwind.
Okay, we are up to 9 cards, fam.
So that's like the main combo.
This is Tron, not fams.
Yeah. So 9 card combo.
Ooh.
That was funny and you know it.
So those 9 cards plus a storm count of 5. Anyway, if you have the 9 cards, the storm count of 5 is pretty trivia.
You'll get to storm somehow.
Yeah, like you get to game states when, like I said, there's 4 cards left in my library. I sculpted in my hand, and you get to a point once you have ghostly flickers and walls and pulse and Maraska. It's kind of cool because once you get to this end state in Tron, your graveyard's your hand. You have your ghostly flickers, your mnemonic walls to buy back any instant or sorcery, and you have your pulse, which can get bought back by the wall to buy a creature or land. So your graveyard's your hand, essentially.
Yeah.
So how this works, I have a storm count of 5. I'm going to cast Weather of a Storm. 6 copies of Weather Storm go on the stack. 5 storm copies. Tapping my 3 Urza's Towers, floating 3, 6, 9 mana. I am going to pay 2 of that into an energy refractor, make a blue. Mm-hmm. I'm going to use 2 colorless, so I'm going to have 2 colorless and 3 floating. I'm going to 4 floating after that, right? We're at 9 minus, what did I say?
9 minus 2 is 7.
Then minus 2.
So you have 5.
5 mana floating. Thank you, Thomas. So I'm going to use 5 of my mana to cast an Unwind targeting one of my storm copies, a Weather of a Storm.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to untap my 3 Urza's Tower, tap those 3 Urza's Towers for 9 more mana, using 4 of that mana, because I'm going to filter into the energy refractor. I'm going to cast Ghostly Flicker targeting my 2 mnemonic walls, picking up Ghostly Flicker, and you guessed it, Unwind. I can now unwind a copy of Weather of a Storm. We're back where we started, and I keep floating mana at this point. I don't think you need a storm count of 5 once you have this much mana going, but if you're like starting from scratch, I think you need a storm count of 5.
Sure, and then eventually cast Weather the Storm again, get more storm triggers on the stack, storm copies.
You'll gain infinite life.
So I have infinite life, infinite mana. Once I have this infinite colorless mana, I can filter it into this energy refractor. I can start ghostly flickering my mnemonic walls, and I can pick up lightning bolt, and I can just bolt my opponent out of the game. Mm-hmm. So this 9-card combo plus storm count of 5 came
plus
up.
lightning bolt. You didn't even count lightning bolt, so it's like 10 cards.
At that point, I just assume it's somewhere. You know,
you'll get it somewhere.
So 10, kind of a 10-card combo, which is just whack. So that came up, and Paul's like, "Yeah, you got it. We're not playing game 2. Thank you, Paul." Round 3, I play against, as aforementioned, Dustin playing Grixis Affinity.
Aha.
My notes were deck bad, doesn't play towards board or interactive board, lost to Furbies and Frogs. Like there's just no way. Like the deck just like he plays Frogmite still in game 1. He had like Frog, Furby, and then like Mirror Enforcer, Kinku Artificer.
Yeah,
and I'm just like, what what am I supposed to do? Yeah. Like just and like Will's like. I'm like, how do I beat 2 Refurbish Millers? He's like, well, discard your flashback spells. I'm like, yeah, I need the Moments Beast not to die, you know? And that's another thing, because if you exile your Moments Piece, that's just like one thing you can't loop in with your Mnemonic Wall eventually late in the game. But I don't know, it's rough. It's hard to play. So Dustin was very, very fast. Game 2 went something pretty similar where he had a slightly slower start, but eventually ended with him like playing 2 Mirror Enforcers in a turn or something. I'm just like, cool, I can tread some water, take a hit, go get a Moments Piece, and then die in 2 more turns. Got it. You know? Yeah. So that was, so he beat me there, and it was pretty funny. I think he could tell I was pretty like defeated with the deck.
I played against him with the red Tron list that you put together for me, James. And that felt a little closer, mostly because I had things like Cast in the Fire and Smash the Smithereens, like out of the yard.
Oh, yeah.
Gorilla Shaman. Like, there
were. I had 1 Ancient Grudge.
Yeah. The tools just weren't there in the same way.
He probably thinks I'm just the worst player ever. Because the first time I played against him, I was playing the deck swap thing. And we were talking about that. And I'm like, yeah, funny enough, this is also not my deck.
That's funny.
One day I'll get to play me playing a deck of my choice. Mm-hmm. Round 4, I was playing Gregon Gardens. Mm-hmm. I win this matchup 1-0.
You like to play a lot of decks that go to time.
Dude, I like Turbo Fog. This is true. I'm not a fan of this deck. Because at least Turbo Fog has like a cohesive game plan.
So does this deck.
It's more streamlined.
This deck is a cohesive game plan of flicker mnemonic wall 1,000,000 times to outvalue your opponent.
It is a cohesive game plan, but it's not as streamlined as Fog. I think is what you're looking for.
My problem when you only have 1 mnemonic wall in play and you play the ghostly flicker, if you don't have any other blink effect in your hand, you're kind of priced into picking up that ghostly flicker.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's like you're just flickering something to draw a card, not like interacting with the opponent too much with it. So Gardens, game 1, they have a turn 5 Avenging Hunter, and that kind of gets me pretty low. There's a point where I ran him out of removal. There's some spots where I think I played all 4 of my Mold Drifters hard casted, and he's spinning removal on those. I'm like, yep, that's fine.
Because you're trying to get the initiative.
Yeah. I mean, slightly, but like if he so he doesn't want to lose it.
Yeah. And
so he's like fighting over the Mold Drifters. I'm like, that's fine with me. Use those removal spells on those things. Like, I do not care.
Yeah.
So I get to a point where I run him out of removal. I play a mnemonic wall. Why? I cannot read this. I think I pulse and grab another mnemonic wall.
It's on your phone.
I know.
Is it a picture of your notes?
No, it's just words that don't make sense. Oh, I ran him out of removal, walls, impulses, and flickers. So I get to a point where I cast Ghostly Flicker a bunch of times just to get the storm count kind of high. I think, Thomas, you're burning at this point, and I just play a Weather of a Storm, gain like 30 life. Like, and all I'm doing is cast Ghostly Flicker, target a Tron land, target Mnemonic Wall. pick back up Ghostly Flicker. I do that like 6 times and cast a Weather Storm. So I'm finally out of range of just the initiative strip killing me, and we get to a point where I get a combo finish again.
Twice in one day?
Yeah.
Nice.
So I get the 10 card infinite combo back in line. And because it gets to a point where he like tapped out, I think he like tapped out for a Crypt Rats, or I was able to like save a Mnemonic Wall from a Crypt Rats once from dying. That was like pretty pivotal. Like I was really, really scared of Crypt Rats, and I don't think he knew how scared I was of Crypt Rats. Opponent was really, really cool. I think he remembered us playing a DMU pre-release, him and I.
Cool.
Yeah. And he's like, yeah, we played at the Dominaria Night pre-release. I'm like, whoa, that was forever ago. That was like that was my first 4 months living in Nashville.
No, it was sometime like last year.
DMU, Dominaria United?
Oh, Dominaria? Sorry, I'm thinking Dominaria Remastered.
I was like, that's Children. Almost 2 years ago.
Uh-huh. That's 2 years ago.
Jeez.
Yeah. Time flies. Wait till I tell you how long Kamigawa Neon Dynasty was.
That was 20. That was beginning of 22. I know that's 3 years old.
Yeah. This ball is really cool.
Which means call time is 4 years old.
Like,
woo!
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was just like shocked. I got to a point where I could combo again, which was funny. I mean, again, like the deck, like you'll repulse. Like I gotta like against Paul, I gotta like teachings for teachings. I think I teachings for him again, because in my mind, I'm like, this is just 3 ways to grab those combo pieces. Funny enough, like I was talking to Will after, he's like, yeah, I just like never really played towards the combo just because I just like want to like ghost, like I can just like Ghostly Flicker bolt them and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, but these are like really, really slow grindy games and stuff. And
yeah, so you can eventually, like against Ephemerate Gardens, like these, like you're saying, these are long game grindy decks that are built to deal with creatures more than they are to deal with like just the nonsense that this Flicker Tron deck is trying to get up to. So you can just like sit there, just like chill.
If I ghost, I need 2 walls to Ghostly Flicker Lightning Bolt them.
Right.
So like
you got to set that
up. Like if that's how I'm pinging them down, that opens me up to removal, and I'm really scared of that.
Yeah,
like I have to commit to that, and it's like I'd rather like Ephemerate, pick up Lightning Bolt, and then pick up the Ephemerate again. That's fine. But yeah, round 5. I cannot remember my opponent's name. They play blue-black, like sneaky snacker control kind of game.
Cool.
They get me like real low, and like I'm considering just like scooping this game up, and I think I'm at like 13. They have 3 sneaky snackers in play, like a Thorn of the Black Rose, and like a Gurmag Angler. I've been like throwing Mold Drifters in front of, or like Murmuring Mystic tokens in front of, and so I have a pretty sick line where my only red source is a Prophetic Prism, so it taps, so I only have 1 red source. I have a Breath Weapon in hand, and I needed to kill like 2 of their X3s or X4s. Like just 1 Breath Weapon wouldn't cut it, but I don't have enough mana to go cast Breath Weapon, Ghostly Flicker, Mnemonic Wall, and Prismatic Prism, pick up Breath Weapon. And so I pass a turn, and they cast a Brainstorm my end step. I'm like, okay, sick, float Tron mana, unwind it, and now I have mana to double Breath Weapon.
Yep.
And I got a Ghostly Flicker, my Mnemonic Wall between there, so my Mnemonic Wall survives from the Breath Weapon itself too.
Ooh.
So yeah, that like the deck will make you feel big brain at times. Like that felt like really cool, but we get to a game where I'm like, game state where I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe I'm actually gonna win this. I'm building towards comboing. In my graveyard, I have 2 Ghostly Flickers, a Pulse of Maraska, Unwind, Weather of a Storm, Lightning Bolt, my Ephemerate. So just my combos in my graveyard.
You're almost there.
Yeah, all that's in my graveyard. I have a Mnemonic Wall in play. I Impulse at some point, so I know the bottom 4 cards in my library. And the 5th card from the top is my last Mnemonic Wall. And so I pass a turn knowing my next draw step is that wall. I have no way to draw it that turn, so I just pass a turn. And because once I draw that can pick me up Ghostly Flicker. I can Ghostly Flicker, pick up Ghostly Flicker, Pulse Maraska, and I just start the combo there because I have like
So much mana.
A play set of each Tron land on the battlefield. Like, actually. And I passed my opponent. I don't think they knew how I won. Well, they asked me how I win afterwards, so I know they didn't know how I won. But they just, smart of them, they just, like, dug 10 cards deep, and they just go, Bazooka Bog you. And I'm like, fuck. So I just, like, scooped it up. I'm like, good games. He's like, good game? I'm like, yeah, you got it. I can't win anymore. He's like, how do you win?
Yeah. And then he asks you, I remember looking over and just seeing you explaining how the combo works after the fact. And he just kind of raised his eyebrows and shook his head like, that's too much for me, man.
Yeah, it's pretty stupid. I don't know. It was funny because, again, there was like 9 minutes left or like 8 minutes left. He's like, that's it? And I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm not playing another game. And and Greg, my round 4 guy, was on Gardens too. He was nice enough not to. There was like 12 minutes left or whatever, and he's like, "Yeah, we're done." And I'm like, "Thank you." So 2-3 of Tron. I will never play that deck again. Just like, it was cool, like when the combo and stuff went off, like when you won, it was cool. But just like the game state getting there was miserable, and not like to a point where it's like with Fog, you can feel locked up. And I'm like, okay, like Fog invalidates some matchups and like you just have good matchups. I don't think this deck has a good matchup. I don't know it. I don't think there's anything you're like, oh yes, this is free.
I mean, you were able to eventually go over the top and combo over these big slow decks like Ephemerate and Gardens.
But if they just get their combo, I lose. Or like he could have easily initiated me out. Like
Ephemerate, it seems hard because they just like loop Wildfire too.
Yeah,
sure.
I could get Wildfire. Like I can get Wildfired out. They could Ephemerate, loop me out of the game.
It's never super appealing to me. It's just always like a cool thing.
The deck, like I'm sure will chime in if we're wrong. I just don't think I agree with you. I don't think the deck was like, this is a matchup I want to play. Basically,
you're just like you're playing Ganondorf.
Because you're
just starting down.
So you're like you're a mystical teachings deck. You played mystical teaching, I assume.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I assume that you played mystical teachings. I mean, you're just a mystical teaching. You're like a tutor deck. You're trying to tutor for your one card per matchup that is good. Like that's what your deck is. Like you're just trying to take advantage of being able to play all of the colors, though.
Yeah,
but you're not like solid against any of because you're just playing a ton of 1-ofs.
But even I don't think there's like an instant or sorcery or like an instant that you get for mystical teaching that's like, this is like the golden. This is the piece.
Well, no, because there's no card like there because there are no just slam dunk cards like that in the format.
No.
So I mean that you're just playing on a razor's edge the whole time.
Yeah.
Until you eventually stumble into a 10-card combo,
or just like I don't know, like freaking Murmuring Mystic value your way into a win or something, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I can say it's not like the deck is for people who are just like extremely entrenched in the format. They just know how this deck works. This is basically all they play. Will might be part of that.
Yeah.
But like people like RClint21, I know there's a couple other people that did well with the deck over the weekend online that they just hammer this deck and they just know how it plays. They know what they're supposed to do every single matchup. That's just how this deck functions. Yeah.
It's
a hard deck.
Yeah.
I've definitely never said it's easy.
Yeah, beating like 2 refurbished familiars is beyond me. Like, I guess you have Breath Weapon. If you got it, you got it.
I did get to play a little bit more Pauper at the airport.
Oh yeah,
before our return flight home with Mr. Centillus. Played Ponza against what was I playing? Jund Wildfires.
Interesting.
It was fun. It was a fun matchup. Funny enough, there was a game where he just one land in play. I like begrudgingly slammed this Krark Clan Shaman and play. I'm like, go. And he's just like, make this attack. And I'm like, all right, cool. My turn. All right, analysis you. Thunk. You have no permanents left. Go. So there is I think we traded about 50-50 on games.
Nice.
Yeah. Because there's some games where he can just like he has an innate against nothing to his playability at all. This is innate ability to just rip gas off the top of his library.
Keep one landers.
Yeah.
And
he and
Bitter both. They're just in particular, with like particular strategies, like Centillus with Ponza and Bitter with like red decks, just like snap keep a 1-lander, and I would look at it and be like, "What are you doing?" But then it just rips it off the top like it's nothing every time.
And there's a couple games where he's like,
"Why not me?"
Yeah, and there's a couple games where he's just like, draw forest to go, forest to go. It's like, okay, well, there's those games, but like it feels like the games where you're both kind of at parity. He just is able to draw so much better than me, and it's ridiculous. But yeah, we split games about 50-50. They were fun. It was a fun matchup.
It's because he's so silly.
The silliest.
Yeah.
Cali guys will be glad to know FAMS is not my least favorite played Pauper deck ever now.
There you go.
It is now Flicker Tron. FAMS is.
I'm glad you got to play with Tron lands though.
Yeah.
Like Tron lands themselves, like that's
fun.
Cool.
They're fun. It's not fun when you look at your hand and you have Tower Mine Power Plant, and then you look at the rest of your hand. It's like Ghostly Flicker, Mnemonic Wall, Mystical Teachings.
Never casting any of this.
Unwind. Just like I'm like I have Tron. I can't cast any of my spells. This deck can't cast any of its spells.
Do you think he would have enjoyed the red Tron deck more?
Yeah, because that deck can probably cast its spells.
It can certainly cast its spells.
Oh my god, this deck cannot cast its spells at all.
I know Scott likes like green Tron deck, where it's just like Monster Tron.
Yep.
Which is pretty. This is kind of the same vein as the red Tron deck.
Yeah, he was playing like Malevolent Rumbles in his list too, which I thought was pretty cool.
That's pretty sweet. Because it goes from it curves you up 1 extra mana per turn.
If you go like star on 1, if you have like natural Tron, or you have like 2 pieces, you star on 1, filter through the star to get green, to rumble on 2, find the 3rd Tron land, and the spawn gives you 8 for the Cascade one or the Ulamog's Crusher.
Yep.
Yeah. That'd be sick. I want to build a sick Tron list. I started kind of brewing like a Crack the Earth list over the week too.
That card's very cool.
I kind of want to play around with like Crack the Earth, Mana Tithe.
Remember when you were going to play that in Modern?
Yeah, for a hot second. Like Manguchi like trophy
what's Crack
the
the
list.
Earth?
Crack the Earth is a single red mana for a sorcery arcane that says each player sacrifices a permanent.
When you start splicing psychic puppetry, I'll lose my mind.
No, but I was thinking like either combining this with like Raise or Cleansing Wildfire to like just be like a super low resource like scam in Modern version of just like blowing up your opponent's lands as soon as possible, like a much more low resource Ponza. We're not like ramping into doing it, we're just doing it, and we'll have like maybe a treasure or Epicure and sack the blood token, and we have a creature, you have no land, like stuff like that.
So another thing that did happen in my one-side event that I got to play, very small sample size, I know, but as is my platform, I will use it how I will. High Tide, that deck is just miserable. Holy Christ. I didn't play against it, but I had to sit there and watch like it play against somebody else, and I'm like, that person took no game actions. They just took literal like no game actions, and they had to sit there against from their opponent just playing with themselves for like God knows how long. I'm like, this is not okay. I'm like, they should not be able to sit there for 10 plus minutes on a turn and combo off. That's ridiculous. I'm sorry.
Chess timer. It's possible in Paper Magic, but
no, it's not.
You just have a chess timer at every table.
Clock.
Just a chess clock at every table.
It's the same like playing on Magic Online. It's exactly the same like playing Magic Online.
Okay,
you just pass priority.
That sounds awful. Go to combat.
Yeah.
Clear daggers.
Yeah.
This trigger goes on the stack.
Yeah.
That's awful.
Yeah.
I would quit. I would quit Magic the Gathering.
It is awful, but you know.
It's unplayable. It's like not possible to a point where it's unplayable.
I agree with you sitting there and watching your opponent. I mean, it's why Nado got banned in Modern. It's why a lot of combo decks have been banned across history. Like
again, I know this is not what happens every single game kind of action, but it's like at some point when you're just splicing onto Arcane 4 copies of Psychic Puppetry, like my blood pressure just goes soaring through the roof, and I'm just like, holy hell, this does not need to be a thing that people experience on a normal basis.
And yet, some people love it more than anything
I understand,
else.
and
No, that's
more power to them.
I
do not think this will be around long because of the play pattern experience. Like
sure.
It may not win a ton. It may not even have a great win record, but the play experience on the other side of the table is just bloody awful. It's so bad.
That's funny. Because at least with Fog, it's like you cast this, but most of the time when I play Fog, I just go like,
you're at least passing the turn.
I usually just play a land and say go.
Exactly.
It's just you could take game actions. None of them matter. Like what you're doing just does not matter.
Yeah, no, exactly. With this though, it's like your opponent doesn't take game actions. Like there's nothing they can do.
It's just the illusion of choice.
Yeah, and it's just extremely irritating. And again, there is a fizzle rate to this thing, which is why it's even more frustrating. Because if they go off and they can't win, then they just burned all this time. And the other player is just like, cool, I'm out of this. I understand why the chess clock doesn't work, but this is why it would for this literal specific purpose right here.
Yeah,
it's like. Now I have all. No, in theory, would if you played on Magic Online, well, you would have all this extra time. Mm-hmm. You do not have that now in paper because this is not how it works.
No, that's
so it's extremely irritating.
That's fair.
Sorry, Cali guys.
I want to give a quick shout out to a couple friends of the pod who also made top 8. Of course, we mentioned Carson, a friend of the pod, played Ponza to a top 8 finish. Had a really great time. We hung out the night before, just like jamming some games and getting some practice in. He was thinking Wildfires, wasn't feeling Wildfires. I was still trying to decide between Terror and Burn, and I settled on Terror. He settled on Ponza, and he had a great time. Derek Smith, alum of the pod, played the sick Mono Red Goblins list that top forward one of the challenges last weekend, and he had a blast with that. Unfortunately, losing to Mono White White Weenie in the quarterfinals.
Oh boy, that does not seem good.
No, I think it was a friend of Mr. Habermill, and Habermill himself vanquished Carson. We had a little homie v homie action.
Is he playing
in the quarterfinal? Snacker? He was playing blue black snacker control, snuff outs, like just running circles around everyone in that room.
I think he texted me over the weekend, and I will read exactly what he said.
I thought he was going to be on high tide. There was no high tide in the room whatsoever.
Wow.
Yeah, Hunter was playing Mono Green Infect. The people we expected to be on high tide were not. But there was a decent combo showing though.
Heck yeah.
Yeah,
it's pretty fun.
Just want to give them a shout out.
He did. He goes. I split top 4, and me with snuff out is too powerful. But before that, he did tell me. He goes, my opponent playing the winning in for top 8 cast Psionic Blast against him game 1. For spoiler alert for those who do not know. That card is not Pauper legal.
No, unfortunately, I didn't catch that when Ryan was throwing together the last few cards of his sideboard at the beginning of the event.
Oh, it was Ryan?
It was Ryan, yeah.
I returned,
I returned my Mox Opals, and he was putting together the last few cards, and I missed that there was a Psionic Blast in his pile, and I didn't hear about it. I never saw it. I didn't hear him talk about it. It's just like, again, just another thing of like slight printing differences. Not knowing exactly what's legal and stuff.
Because I think Andy said that card's time shifted and it looks weird. And it looks like a common,
right?
Which again, that's understandable. That is a kind of like that's a power level card where I can believe it's a common.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just one of those weird old cards that you're not surprised. It's like
and I was just like, oh no, I was like, that's to feel bad.
That was unfortunate.
Yeah, that's bad.
But Ryan, a good homie, scoop to Andy after that was made clear, just for tournament integrity's sake. Because Ryan's a good guy.
He's a good guy.
Unfortunate that's happened a handful of times over the last year or so with various people. But
Scott had it happen.
A couple of times.
Oh, was it banless? And then
he did it twice.
Yeah.
Or no, he attempted to do it a second time, and we with Sylvan Scrying. We caught him before the tournament.
We caught him before the second time, thankfully. Like not doing it on purpose. Just
no. Again, I don't expect these people are being malicious about it.
No, not at all.
It's just some of these cards you go, yeah, that card's Pauper legal.
Yeah, but no. But Pauper was fun. It's always fun to hang out. Oh, we should give Holden a shout out. Her deck was sick.
Oh God,
20 hair apparents and like just a bunch of support around that. It was very sick.
It's pretty funny.
So I was in the middle of my event too, and I look at the first table after the first round, and it's hair apparent. I message our Discord. I'm like, paging Holden.
Yeah,
I was like, there's a hair apparent spotted in my inside of it.
So before the event starts, Ryan and I are shuffling up, and Holden, she comes like running up towards me, and she just puts like 4 cards face down in front of me, and she's like, "These are for you." I'm like, "Okay," and I look at them. They're 4 white bordered Riding Gristles.
Yes.
So those are dope. So thanks Holden for those. Those are awesome. They are in my Nia Gates deck right now. I have sleeved.
They are. I just got my face beat in by them.
I think it's the best deck in the format. I goldfished it and I haven't lost yet, so.
Well, that
is how you can gauge that metric. Yeah, that is how that works.
But
yeah,
we need a weeklies event so bad.
Yeah,
because
we'll
like
make it happen.
3 fixations in my head right now for Pauper: Naya Gates, Green Red Madness, and like Esper, Core Skyfisher, Glint Hawk, Trinket Mage.
Oh, Trinket Mage?
Or which one grabs the 1 CMC?
Yeah, Trinket Mage.
Trinket. Okay, yeah. So Trinket Mage, I can grab, and you're playing Gates package, so you can go grab Ginger Brute. You can go grab Nihil Spell Bomb.
Sure.
What's the
Bobble?
What's the black kill one spell? The black
Executioner's Capsule.
Thank you. Executioner's Capsule, Relic.
You can also grab
like that package that the Breathless Night deck was playing,
yes,
but
not Breathless
ported over to like a Core Skyfisher package.
Yes, but it's a Core Skyfisher package. But I want to play the Leonin Arbiter. Leonin Arbiter.
It's not Leonin Arbiter.
No, Leonin Arbiter is a very different Magic card. It's Leonin something from Mirrodin, or Fifth Dawn. It looks like Leonin Squire. So it's 1 white 2/2 and comes into play. Return to our artifact card with CMC 1 or less from your graveyard to your hand for a 2/2. So you're playing that, and you're already playing McCore Skyfisher. So it's like, and all these cards are grabbing. Like you're grabbing Capsule, sacks itself. Yep. Spellbomb, sacks itself.
Especially if they kill it when you're like Basilisk gating on it. You can even just like, it's a food.
Like all these 1 mana things you're looking for. Like the Bobble puts itself in the graveyard.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Like all these cards just put themselves in the graveyard.
That's really cool.
You have a way to gain a ton of life. You have a way to destroy a bunch of artifacts and enchantments.
Yeah, because you have the white spell bomb.
That's what I was saying. You have the white spell bomb, and you have a way to destroy a bunch of creatures with Grim Bobble and Executioner's Capsule. So like, yeah, this is pretty sweet.
Yeah, I was doing some digging with the Crack the Earth thoughts of like I could go into red black and play like Hopeless Nightmare. Just sacrifice the Hopeless Nightmare. It's already gotten a card out of you. Now I'll get like I'll get to scry too. Like, you know.
We're
going deep.
I did have a game. Speak of that, I did have a game against Matt where I went like turn 2 familiar, turn 3 familiar, and he's just like, holy donkey!
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, this
card
is pretty gross.
Really gross.
Yeah, that card is disgusting. Especially when he's like trying to sit there with 6 drops and 7 drops in his hand. It's like, yeah, I don't think so.
You don't have that time.
There's too many decks I want to play in Pauper. We need a weekly. Stat.
We'll make it happen.
Pauper inject into my blood.
I have a cube question for you, Cameron.
Oh yeah, hit me.
Okay, so after Pauper, we went over to DNA's and we played your Peasant Cube because Will wanted to draft with us and we wanted
to draft with Will.
We wanted to draft with Will as well.
Yes.
And you've also made some changes to your Peasant Cube. It's beautiful, great environment. I think Cameron has shared the link to the list in Discord a handful of times. Mm-hmm. It's almost all foil. It's gorgeous. It's a really fun play experience. It's been iterated on for a year or two at least now.
Yeah, 2 years probably now.
Yeah. Really, really sick cube. One of the things that you outlined for us going into it was that you cut down on some of the removal. You want to support the aggro decks a little bit more. Mm-hmm. Notably, that like the most notable of which you said is that you cut Fatal Push.
Yep.
Which I of course am a huge fan of black in your cube. Mm-hmm. Anna is as well. Like black,
probably the best color.
I would agree. Yeah, it was the quickest color that like went out in the Roto draft.
For sure. I think you may have adjusted things to where that like maybe is not the case like immediately nowadays with this current iteration. Mm-hmm. But you still, if my question to you is, and
why are swords bolting it?
What? Well, no. Yeah. if you're concerned about this very efficient instant speed interaction to slow down the aggro decks, then why is Swords to Plowshare still here when Fatal Push goes away?
There's gonna be power outliers, and maybe just having those power outliers in a color that is less likely to be in a control deck is my thought process there. Like red can still fit into a control deck pretty nice, but something like Swords, same with Swords, but it's like white looks a little different in a peasant environment where you don't have Wrath of God and stuff. It's maybe not, it's more focused on the aggro side in this Peasant Cube and the blinky stuff. And while Swords is pretty good in the blinky side, like it can still go into an aggro deck. I just don't see Fatal Push going into an aggro deck as much. And not that I'm trying to cut the cheap interaction to a point of extinction, but more when you see something like Swords, Bolt, or Snuff Out. Like those are probably the 3 removal spells that are just way out of line with the other ones. That it's a high priority pick, and it is like a power outlier. I think power outliers are fine, so just like kind of like lowering down. And while black was already the best color, I felt like it was appropriate to nip something from black there.
Fatal Push is definitely one of those cards that, like, there's a reason I pack one picked one. I took it pack one pick one when we did the rotisserie draft.
Yeah, it's very
because
good.
It set, I knew I wanted to be in black, ideally black green, which I ended up getting to do, and I knew that Fatal Push was one of the best, if not the best, black card. I think for me it was between like that, Snuff Out. The Gonti was kind of on my radar, but definitely should have been higher in my pick order.
Retrospect.
It should have been higher in everyone's pick order.
Yeah.
But that's neither here nor there at this point. Cool. I wasn't sure whether you had kept Snuff Out in or not.
Yeah.
But I think that makes sense because you have to pay the life for Snuff Out, and that kind of plays into the aggro deck's
and
plan.
then there is like a big push and pull there because there are like a lot of like greedy like piles or
Yeah, the mana fixing is pretty good. You have a whole gates package with Basilisk Gate
like
and all the
tap
choose the
like,
color gates.
Snuff Out kind of like pushes against that a little bit because like in these greed piles you want removal, but then like Snuff Out you have to have the swamps to have it. Like it's not easy just to play in your Eternal Witness, Ephemerate, Gonti, Splash 2 black for Gonti deck that Anna had, which was a sick deck. And it's like black is still like very good at 3-0'd, like Rigel 3-0'd with it.
Blue black, yeah.
Derek was playing green black and 2-1'd. Like so black is very much very, very, very strong.
Oh yeah.
And I still think the sack stuff is very underdrafted in my cube. So
I agree.
I pack one, picked one Blood Artist, and I'm like, ooh, I'm finally gonna do it. And then I just got like Arbor Elf and Utopia Sprawl, and I'm like, okay, I'm doing the ramp thing.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah,
that all tracks. I think that it's tough when you're comparing like Swords to Plowshares potentially being like it's potentially the best removal spell ever printed, and comparing that. But I see what you mean about white. Not like the majority of your white archetypes are not necessarily on the control spectrum. Yeah, and so
you could argue Flicker.
I get Lightning. I understand your argument there for Bolt. Yeah, because like I had a pretty controlling like colorless Esper deck with like a bunch like Lembus and Prophetic Prism and like some blink stuff. Like we mentioned before, I was using Essence Reliquary to rebuy my Archaeomancer and pick up Swords to Plowshares a whole bunch. Like I was kind of looping stuff. Like I had like a colorless Esper deck that was trying to go late, but I didn't. It was also where like all the pieces had to come together. Swords was easily the best card in my deck, and if the pieces didn't come together, it certainly. Like I got 0-3. Like I didn't. Like you got we were both 0-2.
Yeah.
And you got the bye.
Yeah.
And I got paired down and lost to
Joseph. I didn't think your deck was an 0-3 deck at all.
Or I got paired up. Joseph was 1-1, and I lost to him, and I got the natural 0-3. Like
and I don't think your deck was an 0-3 deck. To be fair.
No, it was pretty clunky. It was pretty clunky. Yeah. But I thought it was fine. It was fun. Yeah. And that's the important part. Of course, my first 2 picks...
And Swords wasn't enough.
My first 2 picks in the draft did not make my deck because I took Lore Seeker pick one to add another pack to the draft. And in that pack, there was Cogwork Librarian.
That's awesome.
And then my actual first card I took was a Lembus.
That's so sick.
I was wide open, baby.
And... just to add on the black thing too, if I'm gonna be adding stuff in like Grim Bobble and This Town Ain't Big Enough, where you have this like loopy value thing where it's like I can just pick out your stuff all day, I really want to encourage like creature combat and like playing good creatures in my cube, like Porcelain
Fatal
Legionnaire.
Push. It's not hard to get a revolt trigger if you try hard enough.
No, it's really not. Everything comes with a clue or blood.
Right. So Fatal Push is basically 1 mana kill everything, and honestly sometimes eclipses Swords to Plowshares in its efficiency.
Yeah, and it's like if I want to be promoting attacking with creatures. Like, you can have a Fisher removal in Grim Bobble, Bloodchief's Thirst, Fell, but it's going to be at sorcery speed, so you can, like, commit to something.
I liked that explanation as well.
But, like, again, Bolt and Swords and Snuff Out are kind of like the power outliers. And honestly, what Bolt is, that card's just, like, it's just beautiful, and I'm not going to cut it.
Same with your Swords.
Yeah, but Swords is also really pretty.
Yeah, it's true.
So, this Friday.
While we're on the cube train,
We're on the cube train. My cube has arrived.
We have 10 people.
I think we have more than that.
Oh, okay.
It's going to be a time.
It is going to be a time. I might actually just sit out and watch it occur.
The watcher.
I might just watch it occur.
Ooh.
But
we could rotisserie.
I'm good.
No.
No, I'm not going to rotisserie.
No, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that.
I did. Oh, so one thing that did happen over the weekend that I didn't get to see what happened for real time, but there was a collector's edition draft that occurred.
Oh,
a rotisserie draft that occurred
with the receivables.
Yes.
With Chapin and Sullivan.
Yes. Yeah.
Watching some of the pick orders there was wild. I don't know how it ended up. I don't know who won. Actually, no. I think
Nick Miller won.
Nick Miller won. Sorry.
Yeah.
I was like, Nick Miller won because the Pinky packed one to Soul Ring. Shocker. But anyways.
Yep.
I really, really, really want to know how big-brained Patrick Chapin is. He picked one a brain geyser.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's a bold choice.
It's a win condition.
Oh, I know.
Him
I
and
know.
Sullivan just understand that format.
I understand. I know. That's why I was like, I want to know.
Listen to their podcast about it.
Okay, well, I just didn't. I wanted.
Oh, okay.
I didn't.
I was just informing you. I was just informing you could. I wasn't like.
I know. Okay. Yeah, I was just like, that was really. Like, I got to watch it. Like, look at it on like Twitter or whatever.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, that's cool. That it's like just watching pick order happen too. Like, that's neat. That's something that really cool got to happen. Yeah. So the vintage cube is the power maxed version of the cube.
Yes.
Well, that will be the initial draft at least.
Yeah,
We can like it's a package we can take in and out of the cubes should we see fit, but I do not think that we will need to do that very often.
Like, we mean
I think it'll
what's
be
the package.
The package is like the time vault combo, demonic consultation,
yes,
and then all of the initiative or most of the initiative.
See, that's what I like is if we're gonna play a vintage cube, like let's just balls like the experience.
I think it's again. I think it will probably remain this way.
Yeah.
I imagine, but there is the opportunity we can take it out.
We're playing with recall, time walk, underworld breach. Like
this will skew the draft a little bit, but this will
Minskambu, Oko.
Yeah, but this will skew the draft a little bit, but this will be fun. I'm excited to see somebody get to time vault somebody. That'll be so sick.
If it gets opened.
If we draft with that many people, it will get opened.
Is it? It's a 540, I assume, right?
It is.
Even with the package.
With the package, it's 540. Mm-hmm. I don't think cubes need to be necessarily 540, like on the dot. Mine's like 544 or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, we can support that many.
One of the cards left out. That'd be whack.
So I'm excited for somebody to time vault somebody else. That'll be great.
We got 10 reacted so far.
Yeah, you didn't. So that would be another one.
Yep. I thought I did earlier. I think I did, but I unhit it by accident.
Okay. I was like, yeah, you didn't. That's why I knew.
Well, earlier
because then there's me. That's 12.
Oh, okay. Counting you. Who's 11? Devin.
Probably.
Devin never counts on there.
Yeah, Devin never puts in there.
Yeah. So
there's up to 12 of us.
That's not enough packs, I don't think.
What we'll do is we'll do like
cards each.
We'll do like 3 packs of 10, so they're not wheeling anything.
45.
Oh.
Yeah, you can have a maximum of 12 people.
Okay.
12 times 45 is 540.
Oh, I guess we can also change the pack structure where you're like not wheeling cards. You're getting more first pickable cards.
I mean, you're not going to wheel a ton of stuff with 12 people anyway.
I understand. I know. I'm saying you're not, but this gives you more opportunity.
We'll see how it goes. Yeah. We'll see who shows, and we'll see. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna have some fun.
Yep. The goal is for everybody to have fun. We haven't had a vintage cube in our group for over a year at this point.
It's been some time because you kind of dismantled yours.
Yeah, I took mine apart.
That's no biggie
because it's not my favorite thing to play.
No.
Yeah.
And just like adding all the commander cards just pained me. And I'm like, this sucks.
There are plenty of them. I actually put some extra in here because they're not commander cards, but there were some like cards that weren't on a list that I kind of based mine off of. And I was like, these cards I want to play with, like
hell yeah,
Moloch and the red black Warhammer card. Was that card? You know the card I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, the destroy target non-land permanent.
Yeah, that thing. It's just
at random in quotes.
Yeah.
See, that's why it's not my favorite. It's like, this fun multiplayer thing that works in multiplayer. And it's like, nah, just like it's just good in 1v1.
No, but exactly. There's some cards in there that weren't in there. I also realized that after I had got all these, I'm like, there's some other cards that I missed that I thought about. And I'm like, oh, I also want this in the thing, but it's not there. Like, there's not the reanimate initiative spell.
Oh, that card's dope.
That card is very cool. I forgot about it, honestly. So whatever, it's fine.
QQQ. One last thing I'm gonna put. I threw in Battlefield Forge and Inspiring Advantage into my peasant cube because
you did. It's cool. I'm into it
because I do what I want.
Mm-hmm.
Can't tell me what to do.
Can we just call it the Cameron Cube?
No, I'm going to call it whatever I want. It's a peasant cube.
Okay, so when I start ignoring it, is that cool?
Yeah, I don't care.
Okay.
Do whatever you want to.
So the Cameron Cube.
Sure. It's a peasant cube. It's going to be listed as a peasant cube. It's going to be listed as a peasant cube at a CubeCon, too.
They couldn't call it that.
If you made it this far.
No, wait. No, you're going to lose this argument because there's a peasant cube that's been featured at CubeCon that has fetches and shocks.
Is it called a peasant cube?
Yep.
Yes.
Hippo, you're too... You gotta, like, in the cube community, that's poopy thinking, my man. It's about self-expression. Mm-hmm. You can't be putting labels and rules on me, man. Your labels and rules.
I'm not gonna get into a very large argument with you.
A losing argument, to be fair.
I don't think I would lose this, Cameron.
Oh, you would 100%
I'll fight
lose
you over Phyrexian Metamorph not needing to be in the mono white cube. I'll fight you on that one, but you can do whatever you want in your land base. I don't care.
I don't care if you
can throw in a Mystic Snake. No one had a problem calling my peasant cube a peasant cube when it had a Mystic Snake in it.
Yeah, weird, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw an Icarid.
You put Mystic Snake in there too, right?
Yeah, it's sick. I love that. Really cool. A sick call of yours.
Yeah, but it's that one I would give a pass to.
Oh, it's just whenever you want to.
Because Frilled Mystic.
It's just Frilled Mystic, but it's easier to cast. It's the same card.
It's basically a worse version of what is now.
I'm gonna throw an Icarid next.
Sure.
No, it's a rare. Sick rare. Goes sick with Insidious Roots. Icarid's getting thrown in. Okay. It's a peasant cube. If you made it this far, thank you so much for listening. If you got any questions, you can email them to commongroundmtgpod@gmail.com. You can also join our Discord. That's in the link below too. It's really fun. We're all popping in there. We're pretty chatty. I'll be like really, really chatty for a few days, and then I'll go silent for 2 days, and I'll be really, really chatty again. Because that's just how I am on the internet.
That's how you Discord?
That's how I Discord.
Yeah.
It's pretty fun. Come chat with us there. All that fun stuff. Tournaments going on. Magic to be played. Cubes
the gathering.
Drafted.
It's all about the gathering. Anyway, thank you so much for listening, fam. You can check out any upcoming tournaments down in the notes below. And we hope you all have a wonderful time. Enjoy these new Tarkir cards if you're playing with them.
Well, because like Icarid, it triggers Insidious Roots twice.
Right, thanks for listening,
black
fam.
Card and the Icarid leaving the graveyard hits it.
It could be featured in the Cameron Cube.
Oh, there's Lightning Bolt